You dare I'm hydrating. Liz Drix? I'm hydrating because of the accident that I had today. You can guess what it is. Hey, mods. Hey, Pat Jonas. Happens about every 6 weeks. Sierra Terry. Hey, babe. Who else is here? Katie Folden. I haven't seen you in a while. Hey. Heather Rhodes is here. Tiffany Murfitz. Good news. My extreme preemie grandson. Hold on. Okay, good. Thank you. Was able to come off the respirator today, just a CPAP now, but will learn to swallow and make noises. That's a huge deal. And that's really good news. Tiffany Murray, thank you for sharing that with us. I love that. Thank you. That's incredible. I love stories like that. It makes me think of Anna Banana's grandson, and he is so cute. Hey, Diana H. Hey, Ruby. West Coast Fancy Nancy. Hey, babe. Hey, Noelle. Noelle, I really liked that thing you posted on Facebook. Hey, Charlene. What are you doing, Bo? Hey, Bada Bing. Oh, hi, Jengies. Oh, he's so nice. And he barks at the cows and he charges at the bulls. And we don't know why. He says, I'm a poodle and I'll rip your lungs right out. Bobo, that's not the kindest way to speak to the farm animals. He says, this is my land and I will defend it. Actually, it's not your land. We rent this place. Oh, hey, Original Anne. Who else is here? Jody made it. Donna Cooper. Jojo. Hey, babe. DS Kitty Diane. Martin's here. Tiffany, I thought you were a member. Thank you for becoming a member. Guys, that's really kind. The memberships. Thank you. Thank you. It's super supportive. Thank you, Tiffany. Hey, Cheeky Rambler. Aspire to Inspire. Katie, I've had this. Hey, Liz Tricks. I got this jacket in the Anthropology sale probably over 10 years ago. And I bought it then and I was like, this isn't my style. And I never donated it. And I love the stripes, like the fun pop. You know, I love a stripe. And I've always worn it like once a year in the spring. And it's like really silky and fun. And I'm wearing it over just a black dress today. And I thought, do it. Go crazy. It's the best I can do. Hey, Ghostwriter. Hey, Squirrel Girl. Marie Marion. Nicola made it. Jill Turner. How are you doing? You broke your leg in like 50 places and I'm concerned. Hey, Mimi. Lumen. Gemini Girl. Buffy made it. Maxine Hall. Finally caught alive. Aren't you cute? Oh my God. Maxine, you're really cute and I love your hair. How do you get it to do that little wavy thing? Do you just wake up that way? Sometimes I wake up with hair like that and it's the most exciting high point of my week. You're cute. You have a great smile. Hey, Lenora Gray. Hey, Kim Leaf. Yes, we see you, Pinkerton. We see you. And you're rude to the cattle. You're incredibly rude. And he says, well, I'm better than them. I went to college. That doesn't make you better than anybody. And we talk about this a lot on the streams. It's your character that matters, not where you went to college. Just because you went to Yale. Good Lord. Okay, Martin. We'll keep you. Martin's not here, everybody. Hey, Carrie Cushman. Oh, I'm kind of behind. Donna Folker made it. Allie is here in England. Different Allie. Welcome, Allie. The berry lip tint. Thank you. So I tried to match it to that. I don't know if this color suits me. Jeannie Hansen sent me this recently. It's number 38. It's a Sephora lip stain. It's pretty dark. I mean, I love a berry. You know this, Anne. I love like an aubergine. So I don't know why I'm being introverted and sensitive about it. I think just because my entire world is collapsing beneath me. And honestly, like everything's imploding. But otherwise, I was like, this kind of pulls. It pulls the dark purple in. And I thought the same thing. And I'm glad that we thought that through, Anne, because sometimes all you can control is your lip stain, you know, when things are really slipping beneath you. Thank you so much, Katie. Katie did it. Our other Katie here, Bohemian Luciferian Witch, got a job and I'm going back to grad school. Wow. Congratulations. I've never had any kind of dreams like that or accomplishments, but I'm really excited for you, girl. Hey, old Charlie, you made a great statement yesterday, old Charlie, and I missed it. What did you say, old Charlie? You said it's a troll, like it's a hard time for trolls. Trolls, it's like hard for trolls to survive. It's rough out there for trolls. Whatever you said, it was hilarious. I do too. I love a good hair day. Cheeky Rambler. Maisie Shiloh made it. Hey, babe. Our friendly neighborhood pooed. Is he? Because he barks at the cows. Uh, Thank you, Anne. Thanks, Pat Jonas. Hey, Huckleberry Heather. Kathy. Kathy's Leashes. You are a ray of sunshine. Just saw your email, Kathy, and thank you so much. I haven't had a chance to respond, but welcome in, and I mean it. It was very kind. Thank you. I love getting emails. I just don't always have time to respond. I use a 1.5 inch. Okay. Well, I can't. I don't know how to use tools for hair. Plus, my hair has a lot of body, as it should, as it would, because you have incredible hair. And so you don't just wake up like that. Okay. I already feel insecure around you, but I do like that you're here. And I love to have winners as friends and gorgeous friends like this one here. Meredith Lynn, dark like your humor. By the way, I don't feel like I celebrated you enough yesterday. It was her birthday. And all I said was happy birthday, and it wasn't enough. I didn't say it enough times in the stream. So we will make up for it now. Happy birthday, my love. And I'm sorry I didn't celebrate you enough. Thank you, Carrie Cushman. Hey, Angel K. Thank you, Heather Huckleberry. Hey, Lydia Krause. How's your mom? Hey, Courtney Ann. The floral top. My mom has an infection now, so become quite aggressive and obnoxious. Okay. Love you too. And we will continue to pray for your mom. It's not easy caring for the elderly, guys. They do get infections easily. They get UTIs easily. They fall easily. This is why the one I was married to used to get mad at me when I'd be like, don't wear shoes in the house. I don't want you to trip. And he'd be like, I'm not a vegetable. And I was like, you're not a vegetable, but you are 2,000 years old. You're a dinosaur. And when dinosaurs fall, they fall hard and they break things. That's all I was trying to communicate. Of course, you're not a box of avocados. Hey, Diana Coda. Hey, Debbie Zito. I wish I could wear lipstick like yours. I look like a clown. That's not true. Carrie, take it back. It's not true. I know that's not true. Hey, Kim is blue. If you look like a clown, then I look like a clown. And I would say our haters agree. Hey, Jen Finberg. Hey, my lawyer friend Denise. Love you. Kathy, I'm really happy that you're here. And aren't you just cute as a little button nose? Hey, Riley's human. Martin. Hey, Lilac Lime. Maxine's a hairdresser. Okay, don't feel insecure. I'm insecure around you. You're gorgeous. Maxine, my beard is longer than your hair on your head. Okay, you just can't see it because I've trimmed it back. I appreciate that, but we all know you're hot and I'm not. So we can point it out. It's okay to say that. It's okay to, it's not body shaming if it's true. That's what my mod said to me once. And I was like, go for it then. Like, is it body shaming or is it just true? I'm not that cute. That's not body shaming. It's just the truth. Excuse me while I cry. Hey, Holly, having a smoke, having a cig. Hey, Anita Card. Pebbles made it. Marty Jewel. I'm feeling better today. I hung out with a friend and it was nice. Hey, Elena Rainerman. And on the way home, I crapped myself. Hey, Julie. I almost made it. I turned into my driveway and I lost the battle. I held it for that long and I lost the battle. Hey, Rain, Tennessee girl, weird wig. Okay, I just caught up. Hey, Renee B. Thank you, Miss Sunrise Dawn. Okay, so Martin says, I don't actually know how much Scientology you did. How far did you actually go up the bridge? Hey, Puka Vista. So here's the problem with the bridge. There's no problem with the bridge other than it's insane. Thank you, West Coast Fancy Nancy. I don't know. I feel the same way. Okay. Thank you. Got a lot of people texting me. Thank you, Jojo. Yadira. Okay. So here's the thing about Scientology bridge, Martin. So there's things on the bridge and then there's all kinds of stuff off the bridge. So the bridge is not really the only, it's tricky. They kind of trick you with that. The bridge is for the rich people who never get into trouble. Hey, Rachel Sandy. Reese, you're sincerely so hot and personality to match. Truth, so let it be true. Wow, Katie. I'm not even going to reject that. Thank you, babe. But it's hard to reject things from Katie Fulton. She is a Vegas showgirl. And I don't know if you know this, but her boobs pop out of the top of her turtleneck. It's like this fancy little act that she does because she's in Cirque du Soleil in a showgirl show. Uh, hey, Hope Between the Dreams. Hey, Tammy in New York. Yeah, it happened, Kim, and it's okay. It's totally okay to poop your pants, especially in the really cute lilac underwear that you got. Hey, mommers. I'm upset about it. Excuse me. Martin. So here's the thing, my friend, brother, turn that a little bit. Here's the thing. If you are a really rich person, hey, Don Clark, prayers for you, my friend. If you're super rich and you are successful in Scientology and you get you and your wife and your children up the bridge, hey, Lori, welcome in. Then you go up the bridge step by step. For those of us who might, get sent to the equivalent, like the principal's office all the time, which is the ethics department, I got in trouble a lot. So I dabble and do a little bit of the bridge, and there's two sides to the bridge, right? So there's the training and there's the processing. Processing is just another word for auditing, counseling. Yeah, it's a bummer, Rain. It's a real bummer for everybody. And so they prefer in Scientology. Thank you, Jeannie Hansen. I'm trying it. I like it. Hey, Tawana Ball. Thank you. Hard to reject me? No, I can't reject you. It's too hard to do. I can't. So they prefer for you to go up the bridge simultaneously on both sides, which is usually called co-auditing your way up. Or if you're super rich, thanks, Maxine. If you're super rich, you pay to go up. There's just so many different ways to do it. The point is, I got in trouble a lot. So I would dabble and I'd do a little bridge, right? And then I would break up like a training package that I had. So you'd buy like a chunk of your bridge. Like you'd buy all these courses, right? For like $10,000. And then I would get in trouble or, what have you, pretty much that. And I would have to break up my training package to do other stuff that's not on the bridge. So like, for me, hey, Kevin, for me, I love that you poop your pants. We're soul sisters. Oh, God, Maxine, I shit my pants all the time. All the time. Like, I used to say I did it quarterly, but I felt like I was lying. It really happens like every 6 to 8 weeks. Wouldn't you guys say 6 to 8? But I love that, Maxine. A lot of people shit their pants here, and I've normalized it, which I am proud of that. Like, since I started my channel, I cannot tell you how many people have reached out to me and they're like, hey, Reese, I shit myself today. Hey, Reese, I just pooped in my car. Hey, Reese, I'm at Lowe's and I just crapped. It happens all the time. Jesus, rain fell down Friday night and sat on my ass while strangers tried to help me up, but I wasn't ready. Oh my God, that's terrible, Rain. That's not even funny. That's horrible. And I hope you're okay. Hey, honey Lou, did Doug help pay for your courses? Doug and Brenda, yes, they definitely helped me and Michael to pay for things. But as you guys know, that was kind of their shtick, right? Doug and Brenda, it was very transactional. They paid for our bills. They paid for a lot of things inside and outside of Scientology in order to get what they wanted, which was full control of my family, Huxley, Michael, me, right? They had full control. So love you, mommers. But Martin, to answer your question, I got up to almost to the grades on the processing side. I got through the happiness rundown. And then on the training side, I got up to pro TRs on the training side. So that's not true. If I had to look at a grade chart right now, hey, chef, I did SRD, which is the survival rundown. I audited that. And I don't know. Hey, Randall, I don't know. Honestly, I'd have to look at a grade chart if SRD is above or below pro TRs. And it may be on the processing side, but I co-audited that. And that was a big course, huge course. That's hundreds and hundreds of hours of auditing on that course. So I hope that answered your question, Martin. It's just not, they make it sound very A to B. Like people will be like, I got to OT 6 or 7. That's yes. There's some major, hey, Roddy Mom, I do have my mail, but I haven't opened it yet. Oh God, Maxine, there's so many people here that shit themselves. You have no idea. Fab Daddy, what's so complicated? Well, we're going to get into that. And welcome. I hope you stick around. You sound fun already. How do I get rid of the dark circles under my eyes? Concealer? Maybe what do they call that? Color corrector? I would recommend probably a color. Hey, Thought Criminal. It's nice to see some of the boaters over here. Welcome over, guys. I would look into a color corrector and some really good concealer. Obviously, you want to use a good eye cream as well. And that's what I would recommend. But I don't often get dark circles, so I'm not really sure. Perhaps Google might be your friend there. I did, Roddy Mom, and thank you. Hey, Rue. She's good, Buffy. Hey, Lady O. Sleep helps. Cucumbers, they say. I almost shit myself today, made it in time, thankfully. I lost the battle. It was a bummer. I was so close to home and I lost the battle. And I said that out loud. I was like, oh, wow. It was like that scene in Bridesmaids. I was like, oh, you're really doing it, aren't you? You're just shitting in the street. I was like walking up to my house and I was like, yep, I just lost the battle. That's a bummer, Rain. And I'm sorry. I'm really sorry that you fell. So, Martin, it's just not that easy. It's not that simple. There's so many things off the grade chart and bridge in Scientology that you don't know about. Like for me, it was a ton of repair programs, a ton of ethics programs, and all of those things cost a lot of money. Repair programs can take forever and cost a lot of money. That might be the most detailed answer I've ever gotten. So yes, very satisfied. Okay, another satisfied customer. I know my customers. Is this makeup? I had a girlfriend that liked the makeup. She was complicated mess. No. Although someone did leave me a comment yesterday and they were like, this channel is stupid. You just talk about makeup. I was like, oh, wow. You missed something because no, we really don't. Every once in a while it'll pop up. I love you all are my people. Maxine, you have no idea, babe. Just stick around. The sweating, the cheek clenching, and funny walk is the worst. It's the walk of shame is what it is. I was so upset about it. I was like, God, I picked out my underwear this morning and I always wear black underwear. And I was like, it's a Thursday. I'm feeling sassy. I'm wearing a little lavender. So I grabbed a lavender pair of undies that I rarely wear. Gone right into the trash they went. Hey, B Rose, welcome in. You're not late. We're just sitting around really wasting time. Can I do what voice again? I don't even know what I did, Debbie. You know I do a lot of voices. Bye, buddy. Hope you find your dad. Bye, buddy. I found out today that I'm having foot surgery next month. I'll be off my right foot for a month. Hubby will have to drive me everywhere. Oh, darn. That sucks, though, Ruby. And dang, my sphincter. I'm hot already. Sorry, guys. The jacket was cute, but it has to go. Ruby, prayers for you, babe. This channel is stupid. I can't remember the voice I use, Debbie. You'll have to call me and I can do it for you privately. I love you, Debbie. That was Gertie snorting, by the way. I wasn't farting. I already did enough of that earlier. Reese, I keep seeing ads for Laura Geller makeup. Do you or anyone in the chat know anything about it? Hey, Riley's Human. Hey, Bridge. I've heard of it. I've never used Laura Geller. I have not. So I couldn't say one way or the other. So guys, I am cooking dinner and decided if you deserve a sub. Well, Fab Daddy, please, by all means, you make that decision, my friend, and I hope you do. But if you choose to walk away, it was so nice meeting you, and tell your girlfriend hello. So guys, man, my phone is just blowing up. Hey, Mrs. Carson, that's weird. Okay, I'll find out why. I don't know why. I don't know. Tash Bits, hey, babe. I used her powder foundation, but was allergic to something in it. Okay, made me itch. I don't use powder really anything. Hey, Vicky Andrews. I'm more of a cream gal. I like cream blush, cream highlighter. I use cream. I don't use foundation unless I'm going to like a black tie thing, but I just use a tinted moisturizer and an SPF, and of course all my serums. And then I use cream highlighter as well. I don't like powder. I just feel like it gets weird into creases and stuff. I'll look into it. I don't know what that means, but I'll look into it. Holly, that's amazing. Holly just sent me a picture. She's in out of town. I'm not going to say where. So I did. What type of eyeliner do I use? It depends, Christine. But I use right now. I love Charlotte Tilbury one. I'm weird. I like pencil, like original pencil eyeliners. I don't like jelly creamy eyeliners because I don't know how to use them and they smudge. I don't mind Urban Decay liners, but they're not my favorite. I just like a soft brown liner. I do not like heavy black on my eyes. I think it makes me look older. Thank you, Lori. Thank you, Christine. As far as eye makeup, I really love Danessa Myricks for creams. And then I also love Makeup Forever, and I use Laura Mercier sticks. I'll use eyeshadow sticks. They're so easy. You just throw them on. They're so easy. Um, Thank you, Ruby. I'm trying to think who else. Makeup Forever has a great eyeshadow stick. Definitely Laura Mercier's caviar sticks are fantastic. And then Danessa Myricks, I use her stuff in a tube and I put it over. Like this is all, as you can see, like super shimmery. That's not a stick. That's just a tube, a cream, and I put that over to make it pop more. Um, I found that too, Kim is Blue, and I buy it every time. Hey, Marissa Martin. Sephora's brand liners are pretty good too. That's true. I've used those. So guys, I want to say yesterday was a really, hey, Cheap Chick. Yesterday was a good stream. And I just want to say thanks for sticking around through that. I think that was a really good, what am I trying to say? Example, presentation that you all got to see and witness before your very eyes. For me, the best liner that I've used is MAC. I don't use a lot of MAC products because I buy a lot of my stuff at Sephora and they don't have MAC. I forget about MAC. I should check out MAC, but I don't know if there's a MAC store here or not. Hey, Punisher. His is a makeup show. I knew it. Only time I wear makeup is on stage. Yeah, when you say his, do you mean this is a makeup show? No. So here's what we do here. Fab Daddy, this may not be the channel for you because we just talk about life here. I came out of Scientology after 38 years. And so this is just a channel about life. Hey, Barbara, wait, it goes anywhere. I often don't have a topic. I engage with the audience and it goes where it goes. So this is not the channel for you if you're like looking for a specific genre or you know what I mean? Like if you're looking for true crime, I'm not your girl. If you're looking for I'm not really sure what else you'd be looking for because I don't know you and I'm not trying to know you that well. But yeah, this is not a makeup channel. This is not an anything. We just really go all over the place. It's just a true life kind of deal. Hey, Gina, welcome in. Oh, no, that's why your chatters are familiar? Fab Daddy, I don't know what that means. Yeah, we don't stick to a topic. We don't stick to a subject. But I want to say something about why I titled this, People Really Are Complicated. You know, I was thinking about anti-Scientology people. Yeah, I would like to believe that most of the people here are against Scientology, and I hope you are as well. This is an everything channel, says KDB. It really is. Hey, SoCal Joy. Hey, Christian. It is. We just go all over the place. That lipstick color is fabulous for you. Thank you, Marie Marion. I wasn't sure about it. Jeannie Hansen sent it to me, and I do like a berry lip. I feel like it makes green eyes pop. But you know, purpley color is good for green eyes. I hate being called familiar, thought criminal. I get it. I just want to say yesterday was really fascinating for me. We do. Nancy Jane says we talk about anything and everything. I mean, we really do. There you are, Wanda. So, okay, I don't need to fix anything. The brand of makeup depends on your age. Wanda, okay, you're back. You're able to. She was texting me saying she couldn't seem to chat with us. Oh, I know. I was going to show you guys real quick today, too. I went out to lunch with a friend close by, and I was so happy to see her. And I just want to show you this before we get into the topic. This channel is often driven by what the chat brings up. Good point, Renee B. It is. I love this channel because I don't have to come up with content at all. If something happens and I have a topic, then we'll talk about that. If nothing happens, and lately I've just been in a weird funk, Then we just come here and we rely on our friends and we all talk and you guys are the guests. Hey, Karen Burhow, look at this cool. This is made from barnwood, and I love repurposed barnwood stuff. Guys, I was in a store close to the restaurant. We ate at Bell Buckle today, and this was hanging on the wall, and it's so cool, and it caught my eye, and I love the colors, and I love the way it's painted. And it says a piece of Grandpa's barn created by the Miller family, and I thought this was so cool. I love the way it's cut. And it's like seems to be all one piece because if I flip it over, thank you, Fab Daddy. I'm glad. Thank you for coming over and subscribing. Isn't this cool? Hey, Mary Krause. It's not very big, and I like that. I just love crosses lately, and I think it's beautiful. I saw it. I was talking to my friend, and it was hanging up on the wall, like high up, and I caught it with my eye, and I was like, is that even for sale? Because it was just, I didn't see a tag. And I know Liz Tricks, and I love that it's repurposed, a piece of Grandpa's barn. I got it at the store where I got our guitar, that place called Farm Girls. It's just beautiful. And again, I'm so attracted to crosses lately, and I like that it's not gigantic. I don't know if I'm going to hang it or if I'm going to try to figure out how to like lean it so we can see it. Because I have to be honest, I love the color scheme. Hey, Caroline in Canada. I'm so attracted to crosses lately. You have no idea. And I don't think it's by accident. Hey, MK. I wonder if he meant familiar in the term that we all seem close to each other. Oh, that's true, Mrs. Carson. We are close to each other. I mean, really, this truly is a community. Hey, Lil Redneck, I know most of these people. Fab Daddy, I know most of these people privately or well enough because they've been here for years and I know them. I know their family. I know about them. So that's important to me. These people mean everything to me. It's not just some parasocial one-sided deal. I'm sitting here engaging with people for 2 hours. We're literally just sitting around chatting for a couple hours. I never leave your channel without learning something. You are extremely interesting with the most beautiful spirit. Wow. Continue letting the conversation go where it will. That's what makes it you. Wow. B Rose, that is such a nice thing to say. That is a huge compliment. You always say really nice things. Thank you very much. You say nice things over on the boat too. Thank you. Since I subbed, I only wish success to your channel. Be careful. YouTube is a wild beast. Who's going to tell him? Who's going to tell him, guys? Who's going to tell him? Who's going to be the one to do it? I get death threats, my friend. YouTube is the most wild beast. And what's weird about that is YouTube is a fishbowl. YouTube is a storm in a teacup. It's not the real world. It's not huge, but people blow it up to make it huge and get loud. Yeah, no, trust me. I got people taking pictures of my child getting off the school bus. I get it. I just watched Tommy show us his beautiful beach. Was that from yesterday? Yes. Hey, Miriam. Yes, it was. It is, Roddy Mom. So I was going to say, oh, it's all good. For me, YouTube is all good. It's still worth the hate and the heat because they don't really amount to anything. They don't really succeed. They just spin a wheel. They're just on a hamster wheel, like regurgitating the same, recycling the same shit. So for me, it's still totally worth it. I love being here. And I really we just play whack-a-mole with those people. We just play like, what's that old school game? Not ping pong, but like where you hit the thing and it's like whacking the ball around. That's what we do with the trolls. We don't care. But I just want to say, I don't know, Fab Daddy, but there are people out there that make a lot of money off of me hating. And that's what we talked about yesterday. And so Scientology is paying a lot of people to do hate on me and make you guys doubt me and make you go, oh my God, we didn't know she was this, and this. And they plant seeds of doubt and hate and all that. We talked about this yesterday. Pinball. Yeah, pinball. That's right. We play pinball with the haters and I enjoy it. They are farts in the wind. Absolutely. But they are complicated just like everybody else. And I was thinking about this because I had a conversation with someone and this made me very deeply sad. And she said it in a way that was so eloquent and I'm about to bulldoze through it like a wrecking ball because I can't. Hey, Kate, as I was wondering where you were. So glad to see you. Not been feeling good. I'm so sorry, babe. Yesterday I got to see a lifeboat, and today with all the wonderful people here. Well, thank you for stopping by, and don't overdo it. Just rest. I'm sorry that you're not feeling good. That's sad. It makes me sad for you. Hey, Neptune's Lioness. Thank you. I am feeling better. I don't have a solution. Hey, Dotsy Lynn, but you guys have been really lifting me up all week. And I think, hey, Sally girl, the more I stream, the better it is. I think if I become a recluse and I withdraw, I think that's worse for me. I notice I'm less depressed when I come on and stream. So we're just going to keep doing that until I can figure something out. So someone's relayed this whole idea to me, and I want to say it to you because I want us to break it down. And I think it's sad as shit. Stephanie Betts, thank you for being a member. Wow. Thank you, babe. That's so kind. Guys, memberships, all of that. Thank you. Somebody said to me, and you guys will know better about this than me, so please feel free to jump in and give me your points of view on this. Hey, Iwa, somebody said to me, and I don't know this. I don't know this to be true. So we're about to step into something that I'm not entirely sure of, and I'm hoping that you will help me with it. Yeah, Miriam, I'm feeling better. People are born they create as they are children and grow up, right? Like a core personality. First of all, is that true? Yes or no? Do you think that's true? Hey, Roy. Yes. Wow. Roy, you always say really nice things. Show your true colors and allow us to decide what we see. You are strong and can hear it in your voice. I agree with that very much. You like me, stick around. You hate me, go be with the haters. Like either way, it's your choice, and it's just YouTube. It's just not that serious. I agree with that. So I'm not trying to retain people who don't want to be here. Thought criminal. So like they develop, I don't want to say they're born with, people develop a core personality. And when do they develop it? I don't know. I would imagine it starts quite early on, like your personality. You start to see a personality. I would guess, like I see personalities in 6-month-olds. Like they start to kind of develop a personality. And then like, I know this because my sister has a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old. Like when I go see those kids, you can see he's 2, he's going to be 3. Like you can kind of see, you guys know what I mean. You kind of start to, hey, inner sparkle monkey okay. Debbie says by 3. Stephanie Betts, thank you for being a member for both of us. It's super kind. So you guys agree with me on this. That's true and accurate for you, that like you start to develop, I don't know where it comes from. I mean, what's it based on? Do you develop a personality based on how you're raised, based on the parents you're around, based on the other kids? I'm not really sure where it comes from. But here's what my friend said to me, and this really hit me, and I thought, "Oh shit, we got to talk about that." Okay, everybody's agreeing with me on this. My friend said to me, yeah, that's true. Thought Criminal says no, because 2 siblings can be complete opposites. And that is very true. That's a great point. I do too, D. Lynn. That's a great point as well. Thank you so much, Neptune's Lioness. Guys, that is really kind of you to be members. I appreciate it so much. It's very helpful. Nature and nurture. So biology and environment. I can agree with that. Yeah. And it doesn't necessarily, I'm sure, reflect on other children because like Huxley, he was an only child. So it's not like he was raised around, when he was 6 months old, he wasn't with other kids. I feel like by the time kids hit puberty and start forming stronger relationships with peers, the core personality can totally change. That's probably true too. I'm holding this because I don't want to just smack the table and make a lot of noise. So the reason I'm hesitating is because, like I said, my friend so eloquently said this, and I'm going to just butcher it. But it made so much sense. The concept made a lot of sense. I have the concept. I'm just trying to come up with the words. Basically, what this person said was So your parents were not born into Scientology. My parents were not born into Science. Yeah, it is. Thought criminal. It's loud. It's heavy. My parents were not born into Scientology. Okay. My father is a Scientologist. He's been one since before I was born. My dad joined in like 1969, somewhere in there. I was born in 1984. So he had been in for like, I don't know, 20 years of his life. He joined when he was like 20. Um, do you think personalities can change based on life experiences? What you've gone through could make a little bit stronger? Absolutely. Absolutely. I think but what I'm saying, Mrs. Carson, and I could be wrong on this is why I'm kind of engaging with you guys about it. Core personality, like the foundation is laid when you are young. Now, yes, thought criminal. So Miriam is new to the channel. I've been amazed at how loyal these gals are supporting you. Oh, Miriam, they're incredible. And I love your name. I love the name Miriam. I love the name Meryl. I just think those are cool names. They're just classic female names. Yes, they're very, very loyal. They're incredible. This is an incredible community. So, Miriam, I hope you stick around. You'll make a lot of friends here, I promise. The mods are incredible. They go out of their way to make people feel very, very welcome and keep us safe. So, I hope that you'll stick around. It's a great community. I am not the cool one here. Everybody else is. Thank you, Jeannie. And Neptune's Lioness gifted 5 memberships to you guys. Thank you. Thank you for doing that. People love getting memberships. So, thank you. That's very kind. So tell me if you think I'm wrong here. I think personalities freaking change, you guys, forever. I am going to be 42 in July. How many of you have been with me since the beginning or even the last year? You've seen me change rapidly. I know, you used to say to me, Reese, you've changed so much. I'm like, really? No, I see it now. Hey, Chrissy Twig. I almost called you that name. Lil Jinx, Chrissy Twig. I know I've changed. I know I've changed because I'm very different in the way I look at things. I'm way more hesitant to react to things. I listen now to hear and understand and then respond. I don't just listen to respond, to react to things. Not that I really did that before because my Scientology training keeps me from reacting to things, but I really try to understand people better and love people more versus when I was a Scientologist, I was like, you're an idiot. Like I just already had everybody's number. I was better than everybody else. That's how Scientologists are. Oh, we're so above it all, right? I'm not that way anymore. I'm trying to be a lot more human and relate to the world. That's why this channel is called that. I came up with that name because I was like, what do I want more than anything? I want to relate to people. I want to relate to humans. I want to make friends. I want to know what it's like to be a friend. I want to know what a friend is because I never had any. Like, I want to know what unconditional love is. All of those things I've changed a lot because I want to know. And I've been digging and learning and going through therapy for years now. Thank you, Lumen. Nancy, exactly. Hey, Jennifer Ogle. So thank you, Rain. Love you, babe. We've watched you come to life. We've watched you get to know the Lord and build your self-esteem. Yeah, so I agree with that. And thank you, Tennessee girl. You have, Rue. Most of you have been with me a very long time. So Miriam, this truly is like an army in all the best ways. I don't mean that in a cult-like way. I mean, this truly has become like last week, Pam came through from Illinois to see me. She drove here. Liz drives through. People come through Tennessee just to see me. Someone came today. I'm not going to name her because we didn't talk about it. And I just don't like to expose people without asking. But I had someone come through today from the West Coast. Like I do meetups with people. I have met most of these people. We do Zoom calls with these people every month. I do a Zoom call the last Sunday of every month with people. Like I really know my people. And it has become an army, but a family. And it's incredible. It's not weird. You can never understand people, but the more you understand yourself, that is such a good point, Fab Daddy. Yes. D. Len says, I'm 67 years old and I know I've changed over the years, but I also know that things happen to us that do not have to change us. Yes. Hey, Kat. So here's what I'm saying. People are absolutely capable of change and growth till their very last breath. That is such a good point. It's easy to get to know Reese. She shits her pants. Yeah, there's not a lot you're not going to know here. And I force it on you guys and I'm so sorry. Absolutely. Absolutely change over time. You're right. Core, though, is typically formed. Okay, so this is what I'm trying to get at. I agree. Fab Daddy brought it. That was a good comment. So, guys, I'm not talking about shifting, changing, all of that. We all do it. I hope we do. I pray that we all do. What's worse is not changing. I don't want to know people. My ex husband was that way. He was not interested in change. He already was formed and developed, and everything was everybody else's fault. And I am healed. And I don't like right fighters. I don't like people, hey, Iwa, that don't change. If you're not going to believe in like owning your actions, taking accountability, being responsible for things, and definitely changing. I don't want to know yet, but I'm talking. What am I hearing? Must be a cat. Oh, is that Huxley?
What?
I thought so. Cute. He's outside pulling weeds like a good little Scientologist child. No, I'm just kidding. My parents pay him to do that, just so you guys know. They give it work to do, even in a home that's not theirs. They're like, hey, if you pull those weeds, I'm like, okay, great, put him to work. You were married? I've been married a lot of times. So yes, let's finish this. Core, though, is typically between 3 and 5, then adjust to develop further through puberty, young adulthood. You're very emotionally intelligent. Thank you, Debbie. Originally, and I was like, he's pulling weeds, but on his own volition. He wants to do it. He's doing it because he's getting paid. I've been pulling weeds since a wee child, and I never got paid. It was punishment because I was just merely a human being showing emotion in Scientology. I had to pull weeds at the age of 4 and 5 because I cried and showed emotion. And there is no emotion allowed in Scientology. And you think I'm kidding because I'm laughing. I'm not. It's called no HENR, human emotion and reaction. Reese, you were born for such a time as this. Run the race with endurance. What a B Rose. I love you. Thank you for saying that. Will your parents pay me to pull weeds? My parents pay him to get good grades. Huxley literally walks on water. Yeah, with my parents. My parents pay that child to get good grades. My father, my stepfather, hey, Reflections, my stepdad, hey, Laura, Colorado, is a huge believer in incentivizing, is what he calls it. And he does it with all of his employees. I worked for him once and he did it with me. And he said, I don't give raises ever to my employees. I give monthly bonuses. I incentivize. Like I do, if you make this goal, then you get this amount of money. And he said the managers and CEOs get them. And he said the janitor gets them. Everybody he incentivizes, which I actually think is kind of smart versus just getting a raise. I think it's smart because you can make more money doing it that way. I sure as shit did. When I worked for him, I made my shit every month. I made like an extra $1,000 a month, and it's just the little motivational goals that he set for me. So that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool while it lasted. Hey, Sherry LeBrun. So he does that even with Huxley. So he's like, if you get A's, I pay you this. It's pretty cool. It's pretty damn genius, to be honest. Accountability is core. Absolutely, Stephanie Betts. Which is harder, holding back sexuality or emotions? Fab Daddy, I don't know if I understand what that means. Sexuality like sex, like sexual urges? Is that what the definition of that word is? Okay, the journey of life. I want to get through this, and I feel like I'm pissing you guys off because I keep stopping but we do that every show. What am I talking about? Relax. Yeah, Neptune's Lioness. I think it's genius. He says, I never give raises. I never have. Hey, Chris Crafts and Coffee. He says, but everybody gets a bonus every month if they meet whatever the goal is. I'm like, I think I like that better. I sure did when I worked for him. Hey, Robin Miners. Because Huxley gets paid for getting good grades. The other day, I was like trying to come up with ways for him to pay me. I was like, hey, my credit score is high. No? He was like, no. I was like, hey, what if I lose 5 pounds? Anything? He was like, no. I was like, what can I do to make a buck? How come he gets an A and he gets money? I have a high credit score. I worked my ass off to get a good credit score. Why can't I get a check? Where's my money? Uh, Thanks, Miss Sunrise Dawn. Fab Daddy, can you ask that question again? Because I'm getting behind. The journey of life has many peaks and valleys. So true, my friend. You live to serve one, and those who wish to join you on your journey do so unconditionally. God is good. What a beautiful thing to say. Thank you. Thank you. And Roy, I really appreciate you. And thank you again for your service, good sir. Sherry LeBron, I was watching the replay from yesterday, and someone has had their profile picture a silver lab. I thought it was me because it looks like mine. Cute. I don't know who it was, but I wouldn't know that because we have so many dog and cat profile pictures, and I love it. Fab Daddy, I need you to ask the question again because I don't remember what it was. Okay, so here's my thing. Let me get this out. Let me get it out, and then we can discuss it. Original Anne. Okay, so my friend says everybody has like a core personality, like Debbie Zito said. It develops between the ages of 3 and 5. Now, all kinds of things are going to join. Hey, Mama E. All kinds of things are going to join in on that, right? Like such as humor maybe may develop later. Just what kind of a person you end up becoming and shaping into as a man or a woman, that may come along later. But you all know what I mean. We've seen children between the ages of 3 and 5, and they have their personality. Does it change a little? Of course. My God, Huxley went through, he changed a lot. But the core personality, great. We've established that. Okay, so my friend says, like your parents, Reese, were not born into Scientology. Thank you, Anastasia Pine. Thank you. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Stay with me now. My parents were not born in to Scientology. They joined at a young age, but they had their core personality already developed. My dad joined at like 19 or 20. So he was not a Scientologist for a good 20 years of his life before he found it, right? What this person was trying to communicate to me was people who are born into Scientology, right? It's different. Hey, Robin, it's different. Let me move my contact. Sorry. It's very different because, what am I trying to say? The second gens, such as myself, Scientologists, the born in Scientologists who were in it for decades, right? We developed a core personality, but the question becomes now for me, and I do this on the daily. I still do this throughout my day. I will encounter something in my mind or a situation, and the way I deal with it, and I break it down, I'll have to go, is that even how I would deal with this? Or is that how Scientology indoctrinated me to deal with this? Like, I have to question on the regular still, is that me? Or is that Scientology? I always say this is similar to, exactly, Anita Card. This is similar to the end of the movie Runaway Bride. I love that movie. Your core developed in a very toxic environment. Yes. But we were also trained. We were trained soldiers by the age of 5, right? We were studying and around the clock practicing L. Ron Hubbard techniques. We all were. So hold on. Oh, the end of Runaway Bride. I love that movie. Julia Roberts, Richard Gere, and she's engaged like to 7 different men throughout her life in this movie, but she never makes it to the altar. And at the end of this movie, she realizes she's like, I don't even know how I like my eggs. She's like, Tom liked them this way. Todd liked them this way. Chris liked them this way. And I just ate them all how they liked them. I know that's kind of a dumb example, but by the end of the movie, she's like, I don't even know. Like, do I like scrambled eggs? Do I like them sunny side up? Do I like omelets? Fuck, I don't know. So that's kind of, I don't like how that's, I think I need to pull this back maybe. Yeah. This is what's happening. The late joiners had their original personality that was then molded into cult mindset. Yes. They might have joined as self-help, etc., but born-ins had the personality framework dictated to you. Thank you. Pat Jonas always steps in and says it right and says what I'm trying to articulate. Thank you, Pat Jonas. Thank you, Fab Daddy. Okay, great. Thank you, Mama E. So I guess what I'm trying to say is this has never crossed my mind before. And I find this fascinating. And I was like, I got to take this to my channel. We got to talk, we got to break this shit down. So, do you guys agree with this? That what Pat Jonas just said, what a few of you said, we were raised, so it's like a piece of veal, right? Like they don't leave a cage. They don't like it's all different kinds of cultures. I understand people are raised differently, and it's not like Scientologists are the only ones. I'm sure there's all kinds of like hardcore religious type regimented, right? Like kids who are raised in hardcore. I know that I'm not the only one. The second gens aren't the only ones, but I only know Scientology. So I can only speak to that. I think it's odd. It's scary. Like I never thought about this, but it frightens me a little bit that we all are pretty effed up. Like if you look at us now, a lot of us are pretty I don't mean that disrespectfully, by the way. I don't mean like we're fuck ups. I mean we are trying to break down and like peel off layers of like, is that me? Is that Scientology? I don't think you can do it without therapy. That's my opinion. I that's one person out of 8 billion, but I could not do it without therapy. And yeah, I would say quite broken. We're quite broken because now I know for me, I don't like speaking for people. I really like to stay in my own lane. But in this case, I'm saying we because I really mean it as I say it. I'm being mindful as I say it. What, how, how do we, this is confusing. Thank you, Noel. This is confusing. I do not look at myself like a victim. I am a victim too of my upbringing. I am, that's a hardcore word for me that we are not allowed to use in Scientology, Fab Daddy. And we are told early on, that's one of the major things is there are no victims. You are all responsible for what's happened to you. Like I'm diabetic, I'm responsible for that. I pulled it in. That's what they call it in Scientology. Like, what did you do to pull that in? If you wreck your car, if you stub your toe, if you break your arm, if you get divorced, if you get cheated on, if you have a sick child, what did you do to pull that in? And meaning, what kind of crimes are you guilty of because that was brought about? That was brought onto you for a reason because you did something to do it, to get that to happen to you. So, no, there are no victims in Scientology. That is a real issue for me. I have a hard time even when I was like 5, 6, 7, I'm like, well, it was my fault. People are like, no, you were a child. And I'm like, yeah, but I should have known. Like, it's very, very hard to blame shift. One thing Scientologists are good at is taking accountability, taking too much accountability. For me, anyway, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like all the time, I feel that way. I'm like, I told you I hit my arm really hard vacuuming on the refrigerator door handle. And I immediately was like, good God. I was like, what did I do to pull that in? And then I was like, oh, whoops. I was like, well, I'm not live. No one heard it. I guess it doesn't count. Cancels it out. Yeah, I still think very much Scientologically. Do you think it's like trauma bonding, thought criminal? What do you mean? Because it takes more than like two people to trauma bond, doesn't it? Therapy is gold. Without therapy, most people continue to go in circles. I believe that. But I don't know that, a lot of people reject the idea of therapy. They're embarrassed by the idea of therapy. They think they don't need therapy, right? I don't know. Hey, Diane Miller. I also read something the other day that said like people who see therapists, I can't remember. It was really powerful and now I can't remember. And it was very specific and I'm going to get it wrong. So just never mind. To see how you've evolved in 3 years is so astounding. Thank you, Anne. I feel like you are an unusual success case. You are so not broken. You recognize the broken past, but you are enlightened without assuming old roles. Dang, Anne. I would say I really strive for that. That's my goal to not step into old roles, but I do. I mean, I did when I hit my arm. I stepped into that indoctrination. Reese, trauma bonding by wondering if, I know she said that, I meant Reese. Trauma bonding by wondering if the you now is you or the past you. Oh, interesting. I do too, D. Lynn. That's interesting, isn't it? That's my point. That's what I have trouble with. I struggle with that. I am trying to, I mean, here's the thing I said the other day, and I mean this. I know myself. I feel very clear about who I am. But that's the last year and a half I felt that way. I know myself now because I've done the work to know myself. But the does this make sense what I'm trying to say? That I got the thought, but I don't know if I'm going to say it right. I know myself now. I feel very sure and secure of who I am. But things that come up and how I deal with them now, I'll be like, is that me or is that Scientology? Do I like I take the time now to go, would I really deal with that like that, or am I dealing with that because of my training? Right? We weren't given a choice. It really was like a piece of veal. We were like put in a cage and we were told like this is what you believe and this is how you deal with it. And if you have a problem in Scientology, a life problem, I love that, Fab Daddy. If you have a life problem, I don't care if you're 5 or 50. Anybody anywhere in Scientology is going to go, "Oh, okay. Well, let's see what LRH says about that." Oh, here it is. Here's what you need to do. There is no talking it out with another human or yourself or a paid auditor or anything. Your mom, they're going to go, "Oh, what's your problem? Let's look at the index." Here it is. There is no room for seeking answers for yourself. There is no room for what's the word? Sometimes I have a hard time with words and it's embarrassing, but Scientology really does have a different language. It's a totally different language. And I have a hard time sometimes talking through things and explaining them in English terms. And it's weird. And sometimes I get more tongue tied than others and it's embarrassing, but you see me do it. I don't do it on every stream, but when we start talking about serious topics like this, self-reflection, yes, self-realization. That's sometimes you guys have to kind of get it out for me because you know what I'm trying to say, but I can't. Yeah, like I was going to say like self-analysis because that's a Scientology term. It's actually a book and a course in Scientology called self-analysis. It's a huge progress that you recognize and question in real time how you are reacting. Lastrix, thank you. And that's true. I do take pauses now to go, whoa. Before I react to that, before I respond to that. Because my initial reaction would be something like, okay, well, let's do what I was trained to do. And I take that step back and I go, hold on, do I even want to deal with this that way? Or is this just a knee jerk? Maxine, you think you need therapy? Let me just say this, Maxine, because I know you're new. This helps me a lot. And I say this for me and I say it for you. Everybody else has already heard it. It's so they have no accountability for their awful behavior. Yeah, it's so true. You know why that's true, HBH? Because in Scientology, when you do something good, oh my God, thank you, LRH. Thank you, L. Ron Hubbard. When you do something bad, it's all on you. So yes, 100%. Yeah, original and that's true. So Maxine, real quick, I always say this about therapy because I'm new to therapy. I mean, it's brand new to me. Hey, Nikki, Ohio. She started yesterday, so now it's once a week. Good for you. Oh my God, I hope it goes really well. The only thing I'll say is it's hard to find. You don't always click with a therapist right away. I hope you do. And Nikki, I hope that's the case. But a therapist to me, like I know that real world people like you guys have your best friend that you've had since 7th grade or whatever, or your college pals, or, all of you guys have that. Not all of you, but a lot of you. And a lot of you lean into your spouse. Hey, tree hugger. A lot of you lean into whatever, your best friend. I don't know. And I think that's great if you have that kind of relationship. But you have to remember they are not equipped. It's really unfair. They're not equipped. And to me, a therapist is somebody who is trained with a toolbox. That's how I look at therapy because that's how I really do see it in real time. I will go, here's my problem, blah, 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 blah. And my therapist literally to me in real time is like, oh my God, so you've been using a screwdriver for that and you needed a wrench. Here you go. And then I literally take the wrench and I apply it to life. And I'm like, holy shit, this is so much easier. I was using a screwdriver and now the wrench works. And so that's how I feel like therapy is. They're just like, oh, give me that tool. And they reach into their toolbox and like, here, this is what you need to be doing. I don't feel like your mom, your dad, your brother, your best friend, your grade school best friend that you hang out with all the time, your roommate, whatever it is, right? Those people are not necessarily equipped with the toolbox. That's all I feel about therapy. I love that you can lean into people. I love that you can share with your friends. I do it too. But you cannot expect those people to have, hey, Kathy, the toolbox tools. So, like when you feel let down by them and you're like, I just shared something heavy with you and you're not giving me any good advice or tools, right? They're not giving you the tools because they didn't go to school for that. They don't carry around their toolbox. That's why you're paying for therapy, right? That's how I see therapy. But I had to go through a couple therapists to find the right one. I understand. You dear, I'm hydrating. Liz Tricks, take notes. Thanks, Fab Daddy. I understand how your mind wants to filter everything through Scientology. My mind filters everything through the Word of God because I was raised in a Christian home. Get it? And I will say this, and I'm not getting weird about God because I know not everybody feels that way, but I will say this. For the longest time, I'm maybe almost a year into finding God, believing in God, and it's totally changed my life. Totally, Kathy. But I will say this. I always kind of thought in the beginning, I thought, God, why didn't I meet God earlier? I wish that, my problems would have been better. Like my life has been so much better. Thanks, Liz. Since finding God and just being able to feel less alone. In Scientology, everything's your fault. You have to take accountability for everything. And we're told there is no God. You kind of get in trouble for questioning about God. So it's like you take all the problems on and it gets lonely. Like, what did you do to pull that in? Why do you have diabetes? Right? Like now having a friend in God and learning about God and Jesus and the stories and I'm like, gosh, it just feels like to wake up every day and say hello to God. And I do. I say good morning to God. I say thank you to God. I don't just now I was always afraid of the rest of them, but I'm not now. And so I was always afraid of the idea of anything besides God. But now I always say like good morning to God. I always say good morning to my angels, Fred. I say good morning to the Holy Spirit. I say good morning to Jesus and God. I'm like, thank you, all of you for just protecting me, helping me, guiding me, what you do for me. And then I think, gosh, I wish they would have been around. Not them being around, they were around. That's why I was protected as a child. But I wish I had known them and had that relationship. And then I think, no, it was meant to happen this way. And I'm not trying to get weird with you guys, but like, I say this to myself all the time. God is still writing. God is still writing the story of your life. Stop trying to take the pen away. That's how I feel. I say that to myself a lot. So like, I try not to worry because I'm like, worry is kind of doubting God. Right. And then so when I do this regret thing and I'm like, why didn't I meet God when I was younger? It doesn't matter. You're trying to take the pen away right now. Hey, Jeanette Brown. That's how I feel about that. I'm like, because God was writing the story and whatever that means, right? Like stop doubting and stop trying to take the pen away from him. There's a reason for that, right? So yeah, Katie B. So I keep thinking when you just said that comment of I grew up in a Christian home. I wish I had grown. I wish a lot of things. I'm like, I wish I had a prom. I wish I had gone to high school more than ninth grade. I wish that I had those friends from my whole high school years, or I wish that I had those experiences. I wish I had a fucking father. I wish all those things. But I also am who I am now, and I wouldn't want to take that back. I like who I am now, and I like what I've discovered about myself. Exactly, little redneck. And God was always with me. I just didn't know he was there. They shut off all access to God. They literally, I felt like pulled the shades down, shut the doors. They were like, don't let her look out. Don't let her look left or right. Don't let her know that God exists. And that's how my experience was in Scientology. I'm not saying it is for everybody. That's how it was for me. And so when I finally found God, I got this strong message of like, I've known you all this time, but you didn't know me. And it was so, I was always afraid of God. I was always very fearful of God. And it was so warm and it was just so real and just felt natural and like I was not fearful. It was just this like, I know you, you just didn't get to know me. They wouldn't let you know me, but I've been here all along and that's why you've been safe. And like, so it's just, it's a beautiful thing. But my point is, I'm grateful now for not being raised in that Christian home. I'm grateful that because the reason I say that, I don't take God for granted. And I'm not saying you guys do, but I'm saying it's not like I was just born into it and, we just went to church and I believe these stories about God. I've never read the Bible. I don't know anything about it. But I know that I never take God for granted now. And it's not like something I just grew up with, right? Like just we just believe in God because we always have, because we were always told to. I can as long as I can remember. Like that's my Scientology story. We believed L. Ron Hubbard, right? We worshiped L. Ron Hubbard because we had to. And yeah, worry to me is just doubting God. But I love it because I think I wake up fresh every day, excited. I say hello to God. I talk to God while I'm driving. I talk to God like he's just a friend of mine. I do it all the time. I'm like, remember that time? And then I'll start laughing. I used to be very afraid of God. If you guys remember, I would try to talk to God and I would give myself like 30 seconds because I would be like, I know you're busy and I'm scared to talk to you. And let me just get this out really fast because I know you have a lot going on. Like I would get nervous. I just felt like God was this like fearful entity. And now I don't. I just don't. And I think Fred, my husband who passed away, warmed me up to that. And you guys know that story, but he would always say to me about death because I knew he was going to die at some point, and he would bring it up and I would be like, I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to talk about you dying. It's not like I can't. And he would go, sweetheart, he would go, it's okay. Death is no big deal. He would always say, when God pulls your name out of a hat, it's just time to go home to God's house. It's no big deal. Like he really softened the idea of God for me. That was kind of where it all started. I think not started because I never looked into it, but that's where it kind of softened for me and I wasn't so fearful. I was like, oh, that doesn't sound so bad. Like he would say that a lot. When God pulls your name out of a hat, it's just time to go home to God's house. I just thought, oh, that makes it soft and like less scary and easy to absorb and understand. And so I want to say that like even though I wish I had known God my whole life, he knew me. That's all that matters. When I was that little girl walking to and from school, home alone for a week at a time or 5 days at a time, at the age of 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, I was left alone. My dad would leave cash on a table for like days at a time and he would leave. And I didn't have anybody in the house except me. I was scared. I'd leave all the house lights on. I was get scared at night. I would walk up to this little gas station called Town and Country to buy stupid groceries. I mean, he would take me to the store too, but what I'm trying to say is I was fearful and I would walk to and from school. It was a mile each way. And there's a reason that this little blonde girl that was from 7 to 13 doing that alone. I had a friend say to me not that long ago, she goes, can you imagine, do you understand like that a predator didn't get a hold of you? That someone didn't watch that routine and like watch when your dad would leave and know that you were home alone, that you would walk to and from school alone, that you'd walk up to the grocery store alone, like all of those things. And it really put things into perspective for me. And I was like, she's right. I was protected. I definitely believe looking back now, like, especially because of that message of warmth and safety that I got from God or the Holy Spirit was just like, I've known you all along, but I'm glad that you finally get to know me. Like, I just felt this safety of like, I was always there. Like I knew you, I kept you safe. Like I knew you were going to be okay. And that makes me emotional because yes, I was protected, Erica. Thank you, K Designs. I didn't mean to make this weird. I know that some people don't believe in God, and I'm not trying to push that idea. Nothing was weirder for me as a Scientologist than someone being like, "Do you know the Lord?" I was like, "Oh my God, get away from me." I'm not trying to be that person. I'm not trying to do that. I'm just talking about my own experience. And it has really, really, really helped me. And it helps me daily. I'm talking to God almost all the time now. And I see little things like this. I mean, I saw this looking at my friend today and I looked above her head and I was like, there's just like little things that speak to me. I'm not like, I don't go to church. I haven't read the Bible. I just know that I love God and that I love crosses. And I just feel like I am protected. I definitely feel, and, I was saying this to my friend today. Faith is a new word for me. It's a totally random, like, in Scientology, you do not use the word faith. The word faith would never be used in Scientology. It's just not a word. Nobody would ever say, like, have faith. Nobody would ever say that. And so it was kind of a freaky word for me till recently. I was like, what does that mean? I totally get it now. Like, that's what faith is. God is still writing the story. Stop trying to take the pen away. Quit fighting God for the pen, right? Like, quit worrying because worrying is doubting God. That's how I feel now. It's no one told me that. It's just naturally, organically happened. Do you think that's your core? Don't you think that's your core personality, your core person? I don't know. And so that's what I wanted to go back to. What's the equivalent in Scientology to faith? Well, Scientology is not, there is no God, there is no heaven. So we are the creators of the universe in Scientology. We are the original gods. We're trying to get back to native state in Scientology where you create everything. You're an original operating being where you are in charge of everything. So there is no such thing as faith. There is no higher power. That's how I was raised anyway. That may be different for other Scientologists, but that's how I was raised. I love that Mimi. So, but faith is like hope. What's hope? No. So I'll just tell you, thought criminal, there's a word in Scientology called postulate or postulate. So if I say to you, postulate is basically almost like we use that word all the time in Scientology. So if you say something like, I submitted that application for that job, I either would say to you, oh my God, I'll postulate that you get it. Postulate is not pray. It doesn't mean pray. It means a decision has been made in this universe that you're going to get it. I've decided that. It's like a thought of a decision and you put it out there and it's going to happen. Or you would say, I'm postulating I get the job. Or I would say, well, that's a great postulate. I'll postulate that with you. I'll postulate that for you. I'll push power. That's another thing Scientologists say big time. Push power for me, would you? Push some power to that. I'll push power for you. Why aren't you pushing power? Push some power to me. They say weird shit like that. And it's like, I can't talk like that. Sometimes it's manifesting, but manifesting is to me not the same thing, Kim is Blue, because it's a decision made. It's not like manifesting to me is like, I'm going to, maybe I'm manifesting wrong, but to me, manifesting is like you're hoping for it to come into fruition. A postulate is more like it's done. It's happening. It's happening tomorrow. I've decided it. That's the difference. Is like it's an arrogant dick swinger of a decision, right? And that's the Scientologist. That's how Scientologists are. But hey, Charla, I am better. Thank you for coming in, babe. So postulate is being your own God. Thought criminal, it's not being your own God. They're two separate things. Postulating is just the decision's been made. So like, yeah, okay, original land. So it's that. I would say that yes, to a degree. You okay, so like I don't want to, I'm trying not to get weird where you don't understand what I'm saying. Planet Earth, bodies. This is called MEST: matter, energy, space, and time. Hey, Linda Garden Lady, MEST. It's used all the time in Scientology. Like people would be like, can you clean your MEST? It's your environment. K design. So in Scientology, it's more believed that the environment we're in, this is also supposed to be hell. Scientology calls Earth hell. This is the dumping planet. Us being in bodies is low quality shit. Like LRH thinks that we are trapped in slave bodies. We were never meant to be in bodies. We're beings stuck in a body. The goal is to get back to native state. Native state is where we designed everything. The reason we're here is we all decided that as one postulate. All of us beings made the decision we're going to be stuck here on this hell planet. We're going to operate in these bodies. It's almost like a matrix, like we're in the matrix. Like we all decided it. In order for you to be in a body, you had to agree to go into a body. It's called like a Phaeton trap. Basically, a Phaeton is the soul. It's the same thing as a soul. It's just a word Scientologists use for soul. So like a body is a trap. So there's also like you're being implanted. People were implanted on this planet, and that means like they were stuffed with lies and made up things like God, heaven, Satan, hell. All of those things are what L. Ron Hubbard calls implants. They're not real. They were just force fed to us in what's called the implant station, which is an actual place. There's several of them. There's like one on the moon. So when you die and drop your body, LRH says don't go into the light, because the light is the implant station where they call it the forgetter machine, the forgetter box. So you're going to go through that and you're going to get amnesia. You're going to go through this all over again, pick up a new body, not know who you are. That's what Scientologists believe. So that's like when my son was born. Hey, Crafty Carrie. When my son was born, when I first saw him, he was 4 days old. He was in the NICU. My father-in-law picked him up and was holding him in front of me and was like talking to him like he just got back. They never looked at him as a baby. There are no children. Hey, Cindy Swizz in Scientology. So babies are just same as us in small bodies. So they're to be treated the same as everybody else. So like he picked him up and he was like, hello. He was like, so I'm Doug. Welcome back to planet Earth. I'm sorry, Diane Miller, if this is triggering. Welcome back to planet Earth. Like he was like welcoming him like the mayor. So he was like, welcome back. He was like, I'm your grandfather. This is your left hand. You'll get used to it again. This is your right hand. This is your left ear. Here's your right ear. This is your nose. And I was like, Doug. And he was like, I'm just reorienting him to his body. I'm just reorienting him to the body. He knows how to use it. And like they would say, he knows exactly what we're saying. He understands English. He just has to figure out how to move his mouth again and create words. But like, it's a whole different, it's a weird because it is Neptune Zionist. And so they just very much don't believe in children. So, I mean, he was literally like taking Huxley's hand. He was like putting it on his nose. He was like, this is my nose. This is my mouth. This is your nose. And this is your mouth. This is a shelf. And he would like show him shit. The kid's 4 days old. And like, this is so weird. I was just talking about this the other day. Brenda, my mother-in-law, his grandmother, had a BlackBerry. She was a BlackBerry kind of gal. And she would hand Huxley, when he could hold it, he'd be a few months old. She'd hand him the BlackBerry and he would like do like any kid, you know, he'd be like touching it. He's like 4 months old. And she'd go, oh, she'd go, look. And she always used the word peeps. I don't like people who use that word. I don't like the word. And she'd go, look, she'd go, welcome back, by the way. She'd be like, he was in the Sea Org and he came back. And she'd go, he's trying to call his peeps in the Sea Org. And she'd go, look at him trying to look up his peeps. He's trying to call them. And he would like hit a button that was a number. And she'd be like, see, he's trying to call him. He's trying to call his ex-Sea Org friends. Like, even me, Hey, Archie's mom, a seasoned dyed in the wool Scientologist. I was like, come the fuck on. Like, even I was like, this is fucking ridiculous. Like, I did not talk to my kid like that. Now, I didn't also go with Huxley, but I certainly wasn't like, this is your left hand, this is your right hand. Like, I wasn't that creepy and weird. Yeah, it was. It was crazy. And if you think it's crazy, imagine me watching it. Like, I thought it was crazy. You guys must think it's really crazy. She would do that all the time. She'd hand him her BlackBerry and she'd go and he'd do what any kid would do. He'd look at it, he'd touch it, right? And she'd go, look, he's trying to call all of his ex Sea Org peeps. He's ready to go back into the Sea Org. And I was like, no, that's weird. It's really weird. Yeah, it was uncomfortable, but that's scratching the surface, guys. That's the tip of the iceberg on the shit those people would say, and not just those people. All Scientologists talked that way, like my father-in-law would say to Huxley all the time, "We're from the same home planet, you and I." He would exclude me. He would exclude his wife, but his two boys and my son, he would go, "We're all from the same home planet." And I was like, what is that? What does that mean? It's just, they just talk so weird. You were raised in the insanity, but you knew it was not reality. I mean, half of me did. That kind of shit was hey, Lachlan was far-fetched for me, even for me. Other stuff was not. I believed that I was born into an ice cube. Don't you think there is value in being angry, Miriam? I think that is case by case. Yes, I think there's value in, depending on the situation, being angry, but I also think you can be too heavy-handed and be angry for reasons that don't warrant the situation. It's like he was trying to brainwash him. I think that we were all incredibly brainwashed. And so that's my question about today's topic. My core personality was developed almost, it's like in a lab. It's like being a piece of veal, or like it was developed under the umbrella of Scientology. Doug and Brenda's plans didn't work. God made sure Hux always knew him. That's true. My son has always believed in God and prayed to Jesus and talked to God since he was 4 or 5 years old. And it was the weirdest thing. Now, I never poo-pooed it. I always said that's okay. But they got very angry about that. Doug and Brenda were like, what is this God shit? What are you guys saying to him about God? And I was like, what am I saying about God? What could I say about God? What the hell am I going to say about God? You think we're going to church on the side? Like, what do you think? I was like, I don't know where it's coming from. I'm not talking about the Lord, I assure you. It was like you got in trouble for that in my house. And that's how it went down. They were like, what is this Jesus shit? They were like, why is he talking about God? I was like, don't look at me. I was like, you think I'm doling out advice on the Lord? I don't know anything about God. I'm terrified of God. Like, I got in big trouble for asking about God when I was 6 years old. Like, I yelled at. Tamber June, love you too. I found out I was brainwashed growing up and I thought it wasn't bad. The brainwashing was real. I'm glad I believe. Wow. I'm so sorry that happened to you, Tamber June, but I'm glad that you found out. It's always good to find out that you were brainwashed. Yeah, I definitely have taken our power back. Molded to their, wait. Start over, Reese. Use your words, girl. Slow down. Molded to their will, but you're so strong to be true to yourself, Reese. Thank you, Archie's mom. That's a beautiful thing to say. It took some time. I definitely was under lock and key for a long time with Scientology. But even those kinds of far-fetched, out there behaviors and strange, all of I mean, I believed the basics, and but those kinds of things were weird for me. And honestly, I wasn't really raised quite like that. Like, my dad did not talk to me like those guys. My dad was not like, hi, welcome to the world. Here's your left hand. My dad was like, You're a piece of shit. Go pull some weeds. Quit crying. I mean, my dad was the opposite. Hey, Lisa. No side bangs. No, I need to hey Mama Bear, I need to wash my hair. This is when it starts to get voluminous and the side bangs go away. Your sixth sense slash soul went, nah, this is some crazy shit. There was some crazy shit in Scientology that I just was like eye roll about. I didn't think. Thank you, D Lynn. Hey, Wendy Brewer. I just couldn't get into that. Like, especially, especially the Blackberry thing where she was like, he's trying to reach his peeps in the Sea Org. He misses his people from his last life. I was like, get the fuck out of here. That's crazy. I went to a baby shower. Huxley was like 9 months old. And Dan O'Connor's mom, Linda, crazy lady, meanest lady I've ever met in Scientology, and most people would agree with that who were around her. She threw more chairs than I'd ever seen in my life. She literally would pick up objects and chuck them at people's faces. She was so mean. She was insanely fiery mean. Oh, thanks, Mary Krause. I love volume. And I'm sitting here at this baby shower. And Huxley is starting to teeth. He's getting teeth in. So he starts crying. Thank you, Robin. That's actually very validating. Thank you for saying that. Hope he is not well. I enjoy a cute dog. Is that a rat terrier? Is that a chihuahua? Looks like a chihuahua. Never mind. I enjoy hearing you talk about your experience learning with God. You don't seem pushy at all. That means a lot to me. Thank you. Because I really, really, really don't want to come off as pushy. I got so deeply uncomfortable with people who literally would be like, do you know Jesus? I would be like, I'm out of here. Don't do that to me. I don't like pushing any beliefs on people. So it's not just that. I just don't want to push. I don't want anyone to feel here like, okay, this is a God show. No. And when we do God shows, I label it and I talk about it days in advance to say, don't come to this if you're not comfortable here. I don't want to make people uncomfortable. I want to make everyone feel comfortable, seen, and heard. You took verbal abuse from your dad and mental, physical abuse from Scientology. So glad you emerged intact. Thank you, Neptune's Linus. That's a nice thing to say. Thank you, Wendy. So he's teething, right? And I'm at this shower and Ann Archer, yeah, she's a Scientologist. So is Greta, what's her name? That news anchor lady. Ann Archer is a huge Scientologist. Yeah, her son was Tommy. So thank you, Victoria. So I'm at this damn shower and Linda's there and he starts crying because he's teething. And I say to everybody, I'm like, sorry guys. And I'm like trying to soothe him. And Greta Van Susteren, yeah, she's a huge Scientologist. I say, I'm sorry, you guys. I said he's teething, and I'm trying to figure out ways to soothe that. And I had like cold things to put in his mouth, and I said I'm sorry because he was crying pretty loud at this point. There was a lot of people there, and I was like, sorry. And I said he's teething from the pain. That's why he's crying. This lady, I'll never forget this. I was like, oh my God. So, Scientologists pretty much scream. Most of them are yellers. Most of them are very intense. Like my dad was a screamer hugely. And I get incredibly triggered from screaming. Incredibly. If you are a yeller, I do not ever want to know you. I don't want to be around you. If you have to, guys, I'm taking a sip. Absolutely, Hope. If you have to get your point across by yelling at someone and minimizing them, because that's what you're doing. Screaming at somebody makes them feel smaller. It's intimidating them. It's making them feel small. I don't want to be your friend. I need to blow my nose. Hold on. I am not a yeller. Not at all. Not at all. No. Ask Tommy. I don't yell at people. I just don't. That's not how I communicate. I was yelled at so much. Thank you, Liz. I do not. That is not how I like to communicate, and I do not receive communication that way. Stephanie, I'm curious because of what you say about how babies are viewed. Do people have very many kids? Yeah. Lots of people have kids in Scientology. They want to procreate to continue Scientology. Thanks, Lisa. Oh my God, that's adorable. So this lady, I go, I'm so sorry. And I said, he's just teething. And this lady stands over me. And this is verbatim what she said. I'll never forget it because I started shaking and like Huxley's in my arms. And I said, he's teething and he's crying because he's teething. He's in pain. She goes, how the fuck do you know? Literally screams it. I'm not going to repeat it the way she did it. She goes, how the fuck do you know? And I was like, huh? Like, I was like, oh my God. And she goes, how do you know that's why he's screaming? How do you know? She was like, don't evaluate for him. She goes, most likely he's crying. She goes, because he just lost his wife, his family, his house, his bank account. Like she starts screaming at me because he's a baby. And LRH even says this is a doctrine in Scientology. You know how you guys in the real world put two kids together with toys and you go, make sure you share your toys with your sister. Make sure you share when they go to school. You got to share. That's a huge no-no in Scientology. Massive no-no. Never, ever, ever allow children to share. Do not make them share. Why, you ask? Because L. Ron Hubbard says the kid just lost their wife, their husband, their family, their toys, their cars, meaning toys, their bank account, their money, all their shit. And they're born into this new life with nothing except stupid little toys and Legos and dolls. So that's all they have. That's the equivalent of their Jaguar car they drove and their giant mansion they used to have and their bank account with hundreds of thousands of dollars. So the equivalent is now you're born into this baby body and you have to grow up and you're given these toys. And that's why kids are like this with their toys. That's what LRH says. LRH says that kids are like, my toys. That's why kids are selfish with toys, because they lost their entire life of all their shit that they worked for. And now they're born into this where you're like, here, you can have a toy, but you have to share it. That is a giant no-no in Scientology. You never allow children to do that. Never force a child to share toys. I have been told that from day one. So she screams that at me at this baby shower. And she was like, how the fuck do you know? She was like, he just lost everything. And I was like, huh. I was like, I think I'm ready to go now. I was so freaked out by that. I'll never forget that. I don't even go in. I just talk about the surface of stuff with Scientology, guys. I have so many stories. And the reason I don't honestly share them, it's because they're so hard to explain to the naked person that knows nothing about Scientology. It's really like, this is why when I was a Scientologist, I never talked about being a Scientologist because people would go, wow, oh my God, you're a Scientologist. So you don't believe in God? Do you guys really worship aliens? Tell us about the spaceship shit. I was so sick of that. By the time I was in my 20s, I was like, I do not tell people I'm a Scientologist. Never, because I hated having to answer questions. So it's not that I hate answering questions here. It's just so outlandish that I feel like you guys are like, what the fuck did you just say? That's one of the reasons I don't tell these stories, because it's like, I don't even know where to begin. I don't know how to explain this to you. So then it goes back to my core personality. Scares me a little bit. Do I have one? Or am I just another Scientologist? Have you ever thought about writing a book? It's a bucket list thing for me one day, D-Lynn. I'm not very educated and I get embarrassed about that. Like, I don't think I'm a writer. I'm not very articulate. I can hardly get stories out because I don't know how to use words sometimes. So no, I'm a little ashamed of that. I don't think I'd be a good writer. Okay, that's all. But maybe one day it would be cool to do that. They lost their entire life. The one that was erased before they picked up a new body. Make it make sense. Yeah. How? I can't believe they'd have a baby shower. Oh, they do all those things with their Scientology baby showers. They have Scientology weddings, Scientology funerals. So focus on past material things. Yeah, in this new life, you have to give all your money to the Scientology. Yes. We've all learned about Scientology from here and from elsewhere. And the other people who were in it, we want to hear them if you want to share. Thank you. So that's nice, Tamara June. Thank you. Hey, Kirsty Collins. Kathy says it's a shame you couldn't say you took it all from my baby. Give it back right now. Yeah, aw, you are very articulate. I don't think I am, but thank you, Anne. You're a great storyteller. Thank you, Tree Hugger. If people go to that implant station, they get wiped their memory, right? How can they remember what they've lost? They don't. That's not the point, guys. It's not that the memory of what they've lost, it's the idea. So they're shaken to their very core because they just left that body, that whole life, all the things in it. And now they're dropped into this new body. They have no memory of anything. And they're crying and they're whining and they know there's something missing. And they know that like people are like, here's your left hand, here's your right hand. And they're being talked to like normal adults. But the idea is we know they just lost everything. They don't remember the details of what it is. But the rest of us adults are going, they just lost everything. Don't force them to share toys. Don't do that. So it's just more the idea, the general idea. It's not that they remember all of it. Yeah, it is. Hey, Marshall Laird, I got this at TJ Maxx. It's Onyx. I love it. It's really cool. I like Onyx. Thank you, Kim is Blue. I think you're a very effective storyteller. Thank you. AI can help write. I don't know. I feel like you would be able to tell if you wrote a book in AI. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe he was crying because of his lost teeth. Yeah, it was so uncomfortable. Thank you, Mama Bear. You are actually amazingly articulate. You speak two languages in the same language. It's not that easy. That is not easy. No, it's not. And thank you for saying that. I find it very difficult to communicate some streams. I have a really hard time and I actually kind of lock up. It's like I say this, I've said this for years. When I come on, sometimes I'll go, I have the idea. I know what I want to say. I have the concept and I think in concepts, but I don't have the words to articulate it and like say it. I get locked up and it's like writer's block, but speaking, and I don't know how to get what I'm looking at in my head out to you guys. It's weird. Did you change your picture? You look lovely. You're very articulate, Reese, and intelligent, in my opinion. Not many strong women like you who can be themselves. Thank you, Archie's mom. That is such a nice thing to say. You just told this powerful story beautifully. Thank you. Onyx and black obsidian, good for deflecting negative energy. I didn't know that. Interesting. Hey, Drayston. Thank you, Mary Krause. Yes, Martin. Hey, Joan Marie. Thank you, Linda Garden Lady. You're an excellent storyteller. Is Sunday the Zoom? No, I think it's the next one. We always do the Zoom call the last Sunday of the month. So it's the 29th. Hope it's the 29th. D-Land, I absolutely could do that. Reese, the word squirrel in Scientology, are you asking what it means? Thank you, Thought Criminal. You and Tommy are both Tommy is very articulate. Tommy is incredibly smart. He is super, super smart. I mean, you're not going to meet anyone, I think, who's going to say that guy's an idiot. Tommy is very intelligent. You can tell he's very, very well read because he was in prison for so long. He's read a ton of books. He was a public speaker. That's what he did for his career outside of bank robbing. So, no. Tommy is. I actually feel stupid because I always feel dumb around Tommy. And that's not just a Tommy thing. All the people I've had in my life, the men that I've been married to, all my friends that I've had close, I always feel really, really stupid. I feel like the dumb one every time. Tommy speaks very much like he's very well educated. I am not well educated. I did go to school up to 9th grade, but I did not absorb anything in school. I did horribly in school. I did not learn very well. And to this day, a lot of people say, like, why don't you go to college, take some classes, get a GED? I don't want to. I do not feel like I could pass. I'm not smart enough. I don't want to study for it. This is something I don't ever talk about. rarely. I don't know if I've ever said this. I have a real block or like I'm stuck. I'm stuck on thank you, Lisa. Reese, you're a natural born storyteller. It's what drew me in. Thank you, Inner Sparkle Monkey. That's a nice thing to say. I don't talk about this much, only because I don't know how to say it. Tommy talks faster than I can think. He's a fast talker. I think I am too. I feel like I'm a fast talker. Hey, Robin Miners. Luckily, you had too much personality to suppress. It's wonderful watching you become you. That is such a nice thing to say, Robin. Too much personality to suppress. That could be. Thank you for saying that. And thank you for the super chat, babe. That was really nice. He is very well read. I mean, when you're in prison for 13 years, what else is there to do? Tommy read a ton of books. So I don't ever talk about this, but I don't know how to say it. That's kind of why I don't talk about it. I was at a very, very young age. Not only was I doing the bull bait stuff, I was doing training. So like there's all kinds of children's courses in science. There's things specifically for kids, which is just saying that out loud is creepy shit if you think about it. Thank you, Liz. Yes, Neptune's Lioness, he is. Thank you, Diane Miller. There's so many children's. There's the Learning How to Learn course. Thank you, Stephanie. There's the How to Use a Dictionary course. There's the Children's Communication course. So there's a ton of courses that kids start out on. And there's a whole, it's just, again, it's one of those things it's hard for me to explain to people who don't know. And I don't know where to start. Me too, Ruby. There's something in Scientology called study technology. We call it study tech. And it's very specific. And you spend most of your time in Scientology using it. So you learn how to learn, you learn how to study. And this is bizarre as shit, but I'm just going to say this. There's like when you study in Scientology, there's something called a demo kit. Okay. So like when you're studying, you do clay demos. You have to do stuff takes hours and hours and hours and hours. You have to go and on the courses that we'll do a course and it will say, good. So to demonstrate your understanding, I don't even know how to get into this. I'm just going to start speaking Scientology and it's not going to work. To demonstrate your understanding of what you have learned is massive. They force you to do all kinds of drills. For instance, so there's something in Scientology. I'm going to give you this definition of the word. This is just an example, okay? There's something called a COMEV. It's an ethics action. That's a big deal if you get in trouble. And it's called a committee of evidence. And it's when it's brought upon you for getting in trouble. Okay, stay with me now. One of the drills you have to do is it's called a patter drill. And so I have to learn something by memorizing it and getting a full pass on something. So a COMEV, the definition of COMEV, to call before a committee of evidence as an interested party. Good. Start your patter drill. COMEV, to call before a committee of evidence as an interested party. COMEV, to call before a committee of evidence as an interested party. COMEV, to call before a committee of evidence as an interested party. You can't do it the way I'm doing it. It has to be pure, specific, and very perfectly said. And you have to do that, but that's short. Let me see if I can find. I don't think it's going to be in here. I feel like I just saw it. Where would I have seen that? The auditor's code. Okay. There's some serious shit. There's pages of stuff. Like, you might have to patter this entire page without looking at it to get a pass. So you have to study this page for days, weeks, and then close this book, hand it to your supervisor. They're going to stand over you and go, start. And I have to say everything on that page to the wall from my memory for them to get it. And I can't fuck up one word. So to go COMEV, a committee of evidence to, they're going to go flunk, start. COMEV, a committee of evidence to a flunk, start. That's just one drill. Okay. I'm giving you an example because that's just one drill to studying. There's something called a demo kit. You have to do clay demos. A demo kit is a bowl full of shit like this. These are paper clips. We've got this little magnet. We've got a pen. We've got a demo kit. So then you study that, COMEV, okay? We studied the word COMEV. Your supervisor is going to come over to you and go, good, demonstrate to me what a COMEV is with this demo kit. Okay, so here's me and I'm in trouble. And here's Josh and here's Chris. And here's the ethics officer. And so you have to show how you fully understand what everything is. You have to do that in the form of clay. You have to do it to the wall. You have to get a pass and a checkout from other students. So what I'm trying to, why am I saying this to you? Because I have a real stop or I'm stuck on, like when someone says to me, just go get a GED. I'm too fucked up when it comes to, like, this is one of the reasons I don't read very often. People will send me books and they're like, you would love this book. I'm sure I would. I have a hard time sitting down and reading because I get freaked out because of all the years and years and years of start, flunk, do it again. No, better, harder, start. I don't want to. That's why I say I don't want to study. I don't want to go to school. I don't want to take college classes. I feel like I've had enough college classes. Huxley, can you let your brother in? He's at the front door. So I never talked about that before. I don't think I've ever said that because it's not that I don't want to talk about it. It's just I don't know how to articulate what I just said. Can I listen to audiobooks? I could, but I don't. It's one of the reasons I don't watch TV, right? Because that wasn't allowed much. Now I've watched movies. It's not like I've never seen TV, but growing up, that shit wasn't allowed, right? Like it was clean, produce. So that's why all day long, like if I'm not working my other job, I'm like, I got to get my car washed. I got to do this. I got to vacuum. I got to dust this. I need to make that call. We're always regimented and calculated in what we need to be doing. So it's just sitting down, taking college classes. When people say that to me, my mind literally starts like firing. I'm like, I can't. Like I freak out in my head. I'm like, oh my God, no, please don't make me read that. Don't make me study that. I don't want to study anything. Because it was so like even before when I was at home at 5, I had to take those courses from home and my dad was the supervisor and he'd be like, read it. Good. What did you get out of that? Give me some examples of what you got out of that. That's not a good enough example. Give me another one. Good. Now give me a demo kit of how that makes sense to you and you can apply it to your life. They do not, it's like an auditing session. Who missed it? What did they do to make you wonder whether or not they knew? Who else missed it? How did they miss it? Like they don't nothing's on the surface. I mean, literally, you couldn't read a page in Scientology. You cannot read a page and be like, oh, okay, sure, that makes sense. Good, thanks, ma'am. All right. No, because people are going to go, okay, good. Now do a clay demo for 6 hours and show me how you can apply that to your life. I want to make sure you really got it. Did public school overwhelm me? Holy shit, yes. I got straight D's and F's. I couldn't do it. I just couldn't like sit still and have someone be like, "Now read this. Now do it." Like it was so hard for me. Like even now I'm like starting to sweat at the idea of like I mean, even when I had my regular jobs and like my last job was a corporate job, and we had to like pass all these tests of like corporate shit, like for like even like sexual harassment stuff. And like I did it, but it was hard for me because I had to like read stuff and like I don't know. I know that makes me sound really stupid, but I have serious, if you guys would call it PTSD, when it comes to studying something and like showing how I've understood it. Because in Scientology, they call it full conceptual understanding. So, what I was trying to think of, oh, this is an LRH quote, and my dad used to say it to me all the time. So, I'd read something and he'd go, read it again. And I'd read it again. And he'd go, good, read it again. And I would be like, okay. And I'd read it and I'd start to feel like a caged rat. And my dad would say, and this is a direct quote from LRH, and everyone says it in Scientology. It's been, I've heard it for decades. Number of times over equals certainty. That's kind of true. I mean, there's probably some truth to that. It's like practice makes perfect, right? Number of times over equals certainty. That's what they all say it, right? Because let's also remember how they get you financially in Scientology. Do this $5,000 course. Okay. Takes 6 months to do it. You do the course. Guess what happens? They come out with the same course, but you have to do it again because we forgot about this page and we recovered this and that. So you have to do it again. You got to pay $5,000 again. I have to do it again. Unfortunately, yes. It's a newer version and it's better. And we've worked out all the kinks. Okay, here's $5,000 again. I do it again. It takes another 6 months. We need you to do it again. That's all Scientology is. You're retraining every 5 years. You're like doing everything over again. You have to repay for it. And what do they say? What's the reasoning for that? Well, number of times over equals certainty. So, like, if LRH says it, it's God's word. So you can't fight that and you can't argue that and go, well, I'm not doing this again. I already did it. Fuck that. No. Number of times over equals certainty. There is an out for everything, right? There's just a reason for everything that you're thinking. Like when you start to go, this doesn't feel right. They're going to go, oh, it's right. Because number of times over equals certainty. So you're going to do it again. You're going to be more certain. And that's pretty much Scientology in a nutshell. So I had a talk about grifters. No shit. Yeah. Hey, Maine. So I feel like this was a bad thing to try to explain to you guys because it's really hard for me to do. I'm not good at that kind of a thing. Mary says, I'm proud of you, Reese, and give you all the love and support that you need because change and loving people is a very difficult concept. Thank you, Mary. It's, that's a great point. But certainty doesn't equal good things. Well, it does in Scientology, Martin. It does. Like doing Scientological courses. Is Leslie here? Hey, Leslie. Are you back from your vacation? I have missed you. I'm happy to see you, babe. And I like your picture. Multi-level marketing scheme. Such money-grubbing lying piles of crap Scientology's demon leaders are. Yes. That was master manipulation. Disgusting. Yeah, I mean, it started at a very, very, as long as I can remember, I've been doing it. So that's where I go back to the core personality thing. Maine, it's good to see you. And Leslie, I'm happy to see you. Ooh, that sounds amazing. Yeah, I have missed you, Leslie. Like I've noticed you not being here. I've definitely noticed you're not here. You are wicked, good, smart, the way you are supposed to be, Reese. You are exactly where you are supposed to be. That is such a cool thing to say. I love that saying, and I just don't say it enough. And every time I hear it, it's so true. Guys, we need to adopt this for people because people feel most people in the world, and I hate to speak for people, but people feel weird. They feel left out. They feel uncomfortable in big rooms of people. They might not like public speaking. They feel insecure about this or their relationship or less than or better than or whatever it is. Thank you so much, D-Lynn. That is such a nice thing to say. Guys, I feel like it's important to say this to kids. This is an incredibly validating thing to say. You are exactly where you need to be. And this is what I was saying earlier about God. If you believe in God, it's totally up to you. But when I start doubting and thinking, and I'm like, I wish I would have known this or I should do this, I just think God is still writing the story. Stop trying to take the pen away. Stop doubting God. Let shit be. Right. And that's hard to do as an ex Scientologist because we're constantly like, but I have to do this, but I have to do that, but I'm responsible for this. How did I pull that in? Like, it just let God, like, that's not something I would have ever said in my life. Let God is writing the story. Stop trying to take the pen away. And I have to say that a lot to myself, but I love this. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. End of story. Maine, I'm happy to see you. End of story. You're exactly, I think that children should be told this, especially like my son is 16. He's in that phase of like, at least I think he is, but he doesn't act like it. So I don't know if this is exactly true, but I think a lot of girls at this age are like trying to fit in, trying to be cool, trying to be pretty, trying to, a lot of, I think, Americans in general are, especially women, right? We need to look a certain way. We need to act a certain way. We need to be like this weight, right? We shouldn't be bigger than this size. We shouldn't be so loud. We shouldn't be so quiet, right? Like we should be a little bit, we should have more friends. Like we should. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. And if we just tell ourselves that, I don't know about you guys. It's such a like an affirmation, I guess is the word you would use. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. And I think kids especially should hear that because they feel like, oh yeah, Mary Krause. They feel like they're trying to fit in. And I think telling Huxley that, like, now I'm lucky because Huxley never says, like, I need to do this, I need to do that. The only thing he wants to do is get his driver's permit. And I'm very grateful that I don't have a kid who feels so like I don't fit in. I'm not cool enough. I'm not this. He doesn't care. Like Huxley's been pretty much the same since he was little. He doesn't care about clothes. He wears the same white t-shirts and black t-shirts every day. He's like Steve Jobs or what's his name? Zuckerberg. Like I can remember Huxley being 5 years old and my mom would get him like cute little shirts that say like Thomas the Tank Engine or whatever. And he'd be like, no, I don't want anything with any writing on it. He's done that forever. He'd be like, I don't want any shirts with writing. I was like, so you just want like gray, black, and white shirts? And he was like, yep. And that's how he is still. Like Huxley he doesn't like, I can't remember the last time I bought him new clothes. Like he wears jeans, sweatpants, and gray, black, and white t-shirts. That's it. And he'll put like a jacket on if it's cold. But it's so funny because he doesn't, what I'm trying to say is he's not, hey, Vanessa, he's not like, I have to have this. I got to be in this group. I got to do this. I need to go shopping for this. He's so easy peasy. But thank you, Jeannie Hansen. Huxley's really cute. But I think it's important for all of us to say, especially to people who feel extra insecure about things. And that's why people get mad at me for saying hello and welcoming you guys in. People leave me really shitty comments for that. They'll be like, I tried to watch your show, but oh my God, you kept saying hi to people. And it's like, then this isn't the place for you. I'm not going to change for you. I will not be shape shifting to be something else. The main and most important thing for this show for me is to say hello because I often feel like, what if it's their first hello of the day? What if it's the first time they felt validated in a long time, right? We're putting the spotlight on them to go, hey, welcome. We see you. We hear you here. Please feel free to say whatever you'd like and you matter. I feel like we are all in a huge room and you guys are walking in one at a time. Why wouldn't you validate and say hi to someone walking into a room? You would, I hope, right? So when HBH comes in or Leslie, I'm like, Leslie, oh my God, how was your vacation? Welcome back. Debbie Zito just got back from vacation. Like that matters to me. I'm not just like, oh, hi. No. It actually matters. I'm like, oh my God, how are you doing? Jill Turner broke her leg in like 5 places, she told us the other day. I want to know how she's doing. Ruby has to have foot surgery. Yeah, Roadrunner. I'm sorry if it pisses you off that I say hi to people, but you sound like a shitty human anyway. If people don't matter enough to say hi to them, Jesus, they're people. Hey, Laureen Brown. I also believe you guys come in and say hi. Laureen just said, hey, Reese, what am I supposed to do? Skip over that? I miss some sometimes, like the chat will be going so fast, but that's key. It's really, really, really important to me that people come in and say hello to me and the rest of you and the mods. I would like to validate them and go, hello and welcome in. How are you doing? How are you feeling? Right? Say whatever you need to say here. I know that. Thank you, Debbie. I love that. I do too, Lorraine Brown. I know that I did not get that validation for a very long time. And I used to rush to my dad when he would show up and I would go, Dad. And he'd go, get back. Okay. I just walked in the door. Give me a minute. Okay. Like there is nothing more invalidating than that. It makes you feel this big, right? It makes you feel unseen and unheard. And so for the rest of my life, I want people to feel like they matter here, even if it's just for a couple hours a day. I want people to come in here and go, hey, Reese. Hey, chat. Hey, mods. Like, I feel like we're in an actual room together. Kevin, I love when you come in here. I absolutely love it. Cindy Swizz, for taking the time to acknowledge those who are here. It doesn't go unnoticed. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you, Jody Edwards. I consider you a friend, Reese. You're always so friendly and so nice to everybody. Well, I mean it. It's not performative and it's not an act, right? I mean that. And again, not hey, Linus, well, not to bring up the haters, but that's not the biggest thing. They hate that, of course, that we have 250 people just hanging out. They don't want me talking about Scientology. That's why they're being paid. But they also really, really hate it. They hate it because they think I'm this horrific grifter that's trying to steal your money when lo and behold, we're just here for a couple hours a day, just chatting, talking about life and unpacking shit from being in a cult. And they just can't seem to understand or wrap their minds around how could she do that? Why would she do that? There has to be some other motive there, right? You are the best person on YouTube about acknowledging your chat. That is huge. Thank you, Renee B. It's important to me. It's incredibly important to me. I agree with others. I enjoy being acknowledged. You are so good at this. Don't let anyone tell you other words. Don't say other words. Your ability to see people is your superpower, Reese. Thank you. I think that Guyton girl from Guyton, is that Georgia, GA? I love to watch you. I watched the Love Boat and came over to check you out. That is such a nice thing to say. And your picture is super cute. Thank you for coming over. Thank you to everybody who's come over, who's given me a chance, whether you came from another channel or you just found me. I mean it. Thank you and welcome. Kirsty Collins, I love the way you say hi to people, Reese. You are a warm, welcoming, empathetic human being. Thank you. This podcast is like a family, and it wouldn't feel that way if it wasn't for your lovely personality. That is such a nice thing to say, Kirsty Collins. Thank you. It means a lot to me, and some people don't get it. I will get people who are like, what the shit did I just watch? You know, you spent 2 hours talking about a story, and then people come in and you say hi, and you stop to say hi, and it's like, then you don't get it. You're a square peg trying to fit into a round hole. We don't all have to be here. You just don't get it. I'm not going to be for everybody. This community is not for everybody. I get it. It's okay. Stop trying to force yourself to be here. You don't have to, this isn't for you. It's weird to me that you would leave me some long ass paragraph of a comment to tell me that though. Just go away, right? I love that, Carol Ann. You're exactly how you're supposed to be. And that's the other thing I've said to Tommy recently is like, I love you for who and what you are. Hey, Eric, did you guys see Juno? That was a good movie. I love the dad in that movie. And I love what he says at the end to his daughter. He says, you have to find somebody who loves you for exactly who, hey, Liv's mom, who and what you are. And he says something like, the right person is going to think the sun shines out of your ass, something like that. And how did you come up with my son's name? Huxley. It's a great name. Thank you. His name, well, the whole time I was pregnant, was going to be Henry. And I love the name Henry. But I'm glad I didn't name him that. There was like 2 or 3 Henrys born the same day he was. But I was put on bed rest, and like a week before I had him, I was like, I gotta get out of the house. I had really high blood pressure, and I went to a Barnes and Noble, and I was just like sitting, and I put my feet up, and I was just sitting, and I looked at a baby book of names, and I saw the name Huxley, and I was like, holy crap, I love that name, and I love calling him Hux. And he's still the only Huxley. He's never had another Huxley in his schools that he's been in. So I like that too. I like uniqueness. Hey, Roulette Master. Interesting. I'm not a drinker, but enjoy that. I love being here. And even when I'm not, you will say, missed you, Maine, feels good to be welcome. Oh, I always notice when you're here. And I notice when you're not here. Hey, Alana. Yeah. And so I've said that about Tommy recently. Reese, you're talking about your core. Everything you've been talking about, that is your core. You are a sincere person. That is such a nice thing to say. Thank you. And yeah, we do love when you're here, Maine. Hey, Zoe. It's so true. You know, Tommy and I guys have not things, whether you're new or you're not new. The not new people know this, but like it's not been easy for he and I. Like and you can thank you, Lori Brown. You can understand that, I would think. Coming from my background, right? A heavy ass indoctrinating cult, and his background, hey Suzanne, I was gonna say, yeah, I met you in Phoenix. I remember that. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Suzanne. I'm happy to see you, babe. His background being a heroin addict, a bank robber, a felon. He's had a heavy background. There's way more to it than that. But putting us together is amazing, but also difficult. And it's work. It's taken work. And the biggest thing that I really do Scientologists drink? Not really. Lisa Palmer, no. Very, very rare. I was never around Scientologists that drank. L. Ron Hubbard strongly advises against drinking. I mean, you're not supposed to take an Advil in Scientology, so no. It's not that they don't. I'm sure another ex-Scientologist would go, I drank, or my mom drank, or whatever. I don't know. I never was around people who drank. Something I realized recently with Tommy is just accepting, stop putting expectations on him, on our relationship, on what it should be. And it hasn't progressed to this yet. And I needed this from him and I didn't get it. Stop with that shit. Either accept him for who and what he is, and don't put expectations on a person, because you're just going to let yourself down. People are going to be who they are. I would love that, Renee B. But otherwise, it's really unfair to not accept someone for who and what they are. Tommy is not going to be some different person. He changes and he works on himself, and he's incredible in that way. He's very, very self-aware. And I'm thankful for that. But at the same time, don't you have to have it out of your system before you can be audited? You can't take an Advil and go in session. You have to wait 7 days. So there are no drinkers that I'm aware of in Scientology. Neptune. But it took me a long time to get to that. Love and accept him for exactly where he is. And he's exactly where he's supposed to be. And do that with everybody in your life, not just your spouse. Hey, cats, meow. Exactly. So I have felt so much pressure taken off when I realized that. I literally felt like this. It was like, oh, release. Just accept people for who and what they are, instead of like having them right here. Like, put them where they belong on the shelf. Put them where they belong. Don't put them up too high. Don't expect a ton out of people. Like you're just hurting yourself by doing that, because then when they don't meet those expectations, you get upset about it. And really that's on you, not them. So I just one day was like, I think one of our biggest problems was like, I can't believe he did this. I can't believe he did that. I can't believe we haven't communicated about that. Bah, 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 bah. And it's like, then communicate about it. Stop bitching about it and talk about it. And then once I opened up and said that, he was like, "I'm sorry. I didn't realize that was upsetting for you. I won't do that anymore." Like, you have to talk to your person. You can't just sit there and expect them to be a certain way. And then I was like, also, I love who and what he is. Like, stop placing him in different places like on the chessboard. It's like he is this and he is who and what he is right here. Stop moving him around to what he should be and what he could be and the potential. And it's like just either accept him for who and what he is and love him for that, or you don't have the right person, or be alone. I just think we should do that with everyone, right? Cat's meow. I think I do that with Huxley now. It's like just be proud of that. Be passionate about it. Like, be happy with that. And I also think what I said about the pen, like for me, it's like I don't want to, thank you, Laura. I don't want to, hey Heather, I don't God is writing the story. Stop trying to take the pen away. Stop fighting for it. It's kind of that too. It's like, stop struggling, just relax and let shit be, because you can't really change it anyway. And so I just really loved that. And I know it sounds basic as shit, but it has helped me to relax so much. I don't have the best, I have a good relationship with my mom, but I was not raised by my mom. I met up with my mom, hey, Justice Jane, when I was about 18. My mom left when I was 6. That's a big gap in time. So I don't really, she's my mom, but she's also more my friend, is kind of how I see her. And we don't always see eye to eye on things. We're very different people. Same with my sister. We're not similar in very many ways because we weren't raised together. We have a lot of differences. And it's one of those things where you can point out those differences and you can go, well, my mom's more this way and I'm more this way and my sister's more like this. Or you could look at it in the grateful sense of the word. Like, they're just very different than me. They have different gifts. And we don't always see eye to eye, but it's like you're trying to take the pen away. Just let shit be. Accept them for who and what they are. It's really unfair otherwise. It's not fair to the person to put like all these like, well, she's like this and he's like this and they don't move. They always think this. They don't ever change their point of view. And blah, 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 blah. Right. And if you know that, leave it alone. It's kind of the let them theory. It's like, let people be who they are and accept them for who and what they are. Or don't have them in your life. Put them where they belong. That's up to you. I'm very different than my family. I saw my sister on Tuesday. She had the day off and I got to hang out with her for several hours. We are night and day. We're very, very different people. No similarities in our personality whatsoever. Acceptance is very freeing, Lorraine Brown. It's very freeing. And believe it or not, to me, hey, Air Supply, it makes you feel you love the person more. When you accept someone for who and what they are, you make more room for them. When you don't accept someone for who and what they are, it's like you're boxing them in. You're putting them into this box of like, I wish you would be this way. I wish you'd be that way. Why do you have to be like this? When you take them out of that, hey, perfectly me, it's like, it's freeing. Because then you're taking all the expectations away and you're like, do your thing. It's like setting an animal free into a field. It's like, let it do what it's going to do. It knows what it's supposed to do. Just like leave shit alone. I love it. I've never felt better because of that. It's made our relationship so much better. When you take all the standards off of it and you take the expectations, the potential shit, it's like, just let it be. Let it grow. And if you can't accept someone for who and what they are, that's a disservice to both of you, quite honestly. I love that. So, guys, I feel like I talked way too long. I went over 2 hours, but I'm feeling better. I still have a serious problem, but I'm feeling better by coming on here and talking and just letting it fly. I didn't have really much of an idea of what we were going to talk about today, and I'm glad that we did. Um, my mother is very guarded. Hey, Linda. Yes, I would say my sister is also very guarded. They're very private people. They are not, I'm the only one in this. No one understands me in this family because even having a YouTube channel, they think it's fucking weird. They think it's super bizarre. They don't watch it. I'm glad they don't, but they don't understand it. And that's okay too. I've accepted that. I don't mind that they don't understand it, right? And I respect their privacy. I don't talk about them very much. My sister was a Scientologist. You don't hear me telling her story. That's her story. That's her voice. I respect that. I'm not going to do that. So I try to stay in my own lane. Am I a water sign? I don't know. I'm a Cancer sign. I'm July 8th. Lisa Palmer, I'm glad you made it, babe. And I hope, Heather, that your dental appointment went well. I saw you had a dental appointment. So, guys, I just want to say thank you. It's validating. Please hit subscribe while you're all still here. I just saw the word Cancer. Reese is a Cancer. Oh, that is a water sign. YouTube unsubscribes people. It's a glitch in the system. Do they have close friends? I think my sister does. Hey, Armine. I would say that I am probably my mom's closest friend. My sister and I are my mom's closest friends. My mom's very guarded. She's her sisters. She's very close to her sisters and her kids. That's it. My mom is not. She's pretty closed up. And that's okay. I've been that way my whole life too. I'm trying to open now. I love the idea and the possibility of making friends. I love the idea of it. And I want friends. I think you don't really understand what a beautiful effect you have on people. Tennessee girl, that is such a nice thing to say. Thank you. I probably don't because all I think about is the effect that you guys have on me. I do not ever think about the effect that I have on you. I don't feel like I have much of an effect on you. I don't even want to do shows anymore because I'm like, I don't want to bleed on people that didn't cut me. I'm going through something right now and I'm trying to not go through it. I'm trying to avoid it. And so thank you for saying that. You guys have a massive effect on me. Oh my God, that's awesome. We have the same birthday. Wow. Well, I was born in 84. Thank you, Leslie. And Leslie, I'm so glad you're back and I'm happy to see you. I love you, Yadira. I love all the mods. Thank you for keeping us safe, mods. Guys, thank you for listening to me today. It's so validating. It's the best gift you could give me. I say this a lot. Leslie, thank you, Cats Meow. I say this a lot. It's my love language. It really is. Quality time is my love language. So you are the most self-aware person I know. Margie Barth, I don't know how you could say that, but thank you. I'll just accept the compliment. Thank you. Thank you, Renee B. Hey, streamer. So it's my love language. Thank you for sitting with me and hey, Decultified, for listening today. Like this week has been a hard week for me. And so I just appreciate, I know that we're going all over the place. I know I may not make sense. I'm not in my right frame of mind. I'm really not. Something has happened that I have to deal with and I don't in the real world. It has nothing to do with YouTube. And I don't know how I'm going to deal with it. And it's potentially going to be quite a monster. So I just want to say thank you for sitting with me through this. Just talking helps a lot right now. And it's just incredibly validating. I know I keep using that word, but it is. And it means a lot to me. And I know you don't know what happened or what's going on, but just you sitting here with me, talking with me, engaging with me, giving your feedback, giving compliments, it's validating. And I appreciate it very much. So hit subscribe, hit the like button, hit the hype button. Thank you so much this evening for the super chats. It goes a long way. It helps me and Huxley a lot. Thank you for being members. Thank you for gifting memberships. Neptune, I appreciated that so much. So guys, I mean it. It goes a long way and it helps us a ton. I appreciate that so much. Love you, Angie Mo. And I'll be back. I keep thinking tomorrow's Saturday. Tomorrow's Friday. Is tomorrow Friday? Yes. If you guys want to do a stream tomorrow, Fridays can be weird. People are busy on Friday, Saturday, and Sundays. There's not good days for streamers, but I always show up because you say I'll be around. So I plan to be here tomorrow. if you want to, hey, Heather, Snoopy, if you'd like to come back, we'll do another chat because it's helping me. It's very therapeutic and it's helping me a lot. So I just want to say again, it means the world. Mrs. Carson, thank you for still being here. Old Charlie, I've missed you. And I know you were here the whole time, old Charlie. Leslie, thank you for the super sticker. Wow. That was very last minute. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that so much. What time tomorrow? It'll probably be around 4 or 5 my time, which is central. I usually almost always do a stream between 4 and 6 o'clock. Sometimes I go outside of that. I have to go later if I'm not home. Like I think last night I went on around 7. It's almost always between 4 and 6 o'clock. So it'll be somewhere in there, somewhere in there. Oh, nice, Margie Bar. I'm sorry your plans got canceled. Thank you, streamer. Martin, you had great questions tonight. Love you, Erica. That's beautiful. Thank you, Tennessee girl. And I do believe that. It's changed my life. So mods, thank you for being here. Guys, thank you, thank you, thank you. More than any super chat ever. Thank you for your time. Thank you. Thank you for your time. It means everything. Thank you, CNM. Self-awareness is not a static state of being. Each of us are hopefully evolving in our journey toward, hopefully, I said, hey, Joan Marie, love you too. Hopefully, I said that earlier. Not, hey, Paula, not everybody wants to change, grow, or be self-aware. Some people are just right fighters and they're just right. And they're not willing to admit to anything and they don't want to take accountability. I hate people like that. It's like they're stunted. They don't want to grow. They don't want to change. They're not going to move. They're just like their heels are dug in. I hate that shit. So I hope that we all evolve and grow. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with being wrong. Any of that shit. Love you, Hope. Jen Finberg, I love you, babe. Natalie Travis, good to see you. Welcome. So I'll see you guys tomorrow and I'll come back. I'll be back tomorrow for those that want to join. And I love you guys. I mean it. Sorry for the Midwest goodbye. Here comes Fred. Love you, Barbara Waite. Thank you for being here, Mama Bear. Carol Ann, you were wonderful. Thank you, Jody Edwards. You're so nice. And Leslie, thank you for the super sticker. And I'm glad you're back, babe. All right. And Maine, if you're still here, I'm glad you came in. Here comes Fred. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for being with me tonight. I mean it. It's very therapeutic for me. Thank you.